you an expert, entrepreneur, or small business owner passionate about helping people through life's transitions? The Fresh Starts Expert membership is perfect for you. For just $55 per month, this dynamic membership is designed to boost your business and amplify your brand. Fresh Starts is here to provide you with business development, marketing, coaching, networking, publicity, community engagement, and more. With an SEO-optimized profile, exclusive press opportunities, and weekly co-working and business coaching sessions, you'll connect, grow, and gain visibility like never before. Are you ready to elevate your brand? We can't wait to work with you. Visit freshstartsregistry.com and become a Fresh Starts expert today.
Welcome to Simple Tips to Support Yourself, the podcast series that's here to help you master the art of adulting without losing your mind. Each episode will dive into simple, practical tips from the Fresh Starts experts on how to tackle life's daily obstacles with a little less chaos and a little more confidence. Whether it's figuring out finances, tackling that never-ending laundry pile, or even learning how to make a doctor's appointment without breaking into a cold sweat, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee and get ready to learn, laugh, and maybe even feel like you've got this whole being an adult thing under control. Let's do this together, because here at Fresh Starts, you never have to adult by yourself.
Hi, I'm Kat Green. I am an ADHD organizing specialist and the owner of Badass Home Life. So I basically help neurodivergent people create systems and routines for themselves so that they could enjoy their homes and their lives.
I'm asking for myself, but also for like everybody else out there. When it comes to home organization, you know, especially us millennials, I feel like we held on to so much stuff from like our childhood. How do we balance having all that sentimental stuff, but also keeping a space that is fresh and clean? And I also have ADHD, and right now I'm looking at my desk, which is a fucking disaster. And I'm like, how do I balance, right? Having like these little trinkets, but also keeping an organized space.
Yeah, so really great question. And I find that question to show up a lot when I'm in people's homes. How do you do that? So it goes back to knowing what your essentials are first, right? So once you have built that foundation of what you really need within that space, the trinkets can come in as decorative pieces. And I encourage my clients to, because, you know, you get the sentimental stuff inside their closets where they're tucked in. And it's like, oh, this used to be my favorite shirt, or this was my blanket when I was 5, or things like that. But then they're all tucked away in somewhere that you could see that the person is lighting, like they light up when they have that conversation with you.
Yeah.
But no one ever gets to see it. So I encourage people to, so one thing that I really like doing is shadow boxes. Shadow boxes can be things like movie tickets or that shirt that you wore on the first date, and get creative with it. Because then now, once you put it in a shadow box and you get creative with it, you can display it in the living room, and it's a statement piece. It's something that you can talk to people about, like, oh my gosh, this was my first concert, I'll never forget it, versus those sentimental things just kind of really taking up space for essentials,
right,
like clothes.
Right.
So that's like usually like the route I give is get creative, put it on display.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So first step would be to just declutter the space generally, right? So get everything organized first.
Yes. Yeah. I'm the kind of organizer that never skips the decluttering. I don't know if other organizers really skip that part anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm having less stuff is it's equal to having less stress. You don't think about it too much. And I noticed like with my clientele, ADHDers, like I know there's this description that I found where like it's like putting a Ferrari engine on a bike. That's how like ADHD brains
I love
are.
that. Yes, I can attest to that. Yes.
There's just too many things. So like we want you to have like, or my goal is like you, instead of steps 1 and 2, we're doing step 1. Like simplifying your home will let your brain breathe a little bit better. And in turn, it gives you the opportunity to explore that creative,
Right.
oh, this is my home. I can put, I don't care if you have like a Beanie Baby collection. Like but having said that, it has to have a space in your house, and it has to be, like it can't just be like tucked away out
Right.
where it's collecting dust.
Yeah. Okay. I have a couple questions for you. So number one, like, how do you make that decision? Like when you're going with through things with clients, like, especially I will say so many of us now, I'm almost 40, we're collecting things from our grandparents and they're giving us they're handing boxes down and our parents are giving us all of our school things. And it's like overwhelming, right? So how do you make that decision of like what to keep and what not to keep? That's a big question. I know, but.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cause like it depends on like the space, right?
Right.
So I guess to answer that question, instead of looking at decluttering as like a whole entire project of like, I got to declutter the entire house.
Yeah.
You cut it's almost like you're going to look at your house on a floor plan basis and then look at it in like, all right, this is zone 1.
Okay.
And if like, let's say it's a 1-bedroom apartment, you cut it and divide it into zones and then plan through that so that like, you're only focusing on decluttering one corner at a time.
Right.
That will give you more of like the idea of what to keep. So in my process as an organizer, I have 4 piles that we use for the decluttering. So there's the keep pile. The keep pile would be the things that you want within that zone.
Okay.
And then there's the somewhere else pile. So these are things that you would like to keep, but they don't belong in, like, let's say a knife. It doesn't belong in the bedroom, but it belongs in the kitchen. Right. Really weird analogy, but
sometimes we eat peanut butter in bed, so it's okay.
Thank you. There you go. So there's somewhere else things that you don't necessarily have to have in that zone, but you want to keep. And then there's a donate, and then there's the trash.
Right.
And when it comes to like the sentimental aspect of it, again, like it boils down to, first, does it serve a purpose? If not, then you're holding on to it as a sentimental piece. And then after that, you then make a decision as to like, okay, where does that fit in my home? If it doesn't fit in your home, because I hear this a lot. It's like, yeah, but this is not forever home.
Right.
So I could have a mansion in 5 years, and then I could keep my,
on display. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think I encourage my clients, like, but what about now? Like, what is this costing you now?
Right.
Is it costing you more overwhelm with your life? Then why are we keeping that?
Or financially, right? Because people have storage spaces. I mean,
there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I know our grandmother lovingly boxed up all of her china and gave us all this stuff. And when I was cleaning out my office, I'm like, I'm just sitting with all these boxes of things. I'm going to at least take them out, right? Put the pictures on display, put things around your space, which I love. I want to go back to one of the points you said about the somewhere else pile, because I think that's a pile a lot of people overlook when they're organizing, and then the stuff gets stuck in the room and doesn't find its
files.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that was really, really helpful information, all of that. If you're listening to this, I would rewind, go back to the beginning of Kat, and then listen to it again, because that's super, super helpful. So Kat, how can people work with you if they're listening to this and they're like, oh my gosh, I love her vibe, I want to work with her? How do you work with people?
Yeah, so I do it in, I have 2 ways that you could work with me. So, well, actually 3. So first one is in-home. I really do it in the Sacramento County area, but I'm willing to travel. And then I also do ADHD organizing coaching. So that's basically using coaching, the coaching process, which I've found has helped a lot of ADHD people who have ADHD, because the systems for neurotypical people just weren't built for people who are neurodivergent. And that doesn't make it a wrong system, and it doesn't make it a right system either.
Yep.
So that, and like, that's what I do. So within the coaching, it's more about like being able to manage your home, being able to manage your time. Like we talk about like the blockages, the lack of executive function brings. And then, like there's so many things that I feel like people don't talk about, but they talk about it by themselves, like within them.
And there's a lot of shame, right? There's a lot of shame when it comes to like organizing and ADHD, and we've tried all the books, and we've tried all the things, and it's just not working. I could see how working with a coach would really help take some of that shame away and make a plan that works.
Yeah. So, and I have been enjoying that a lot. Like it's been really nice. It's very gratifying to see my clients really, like, I get texts late at night and I was like, what a revelation. I didn't know that this could work, like they've been, again, kind of like what you're saying, like ADHD organizing is very related to chronic disorganization. There's just people that really need the support, and that's okay. So and I have those too. And every now and then I'd have like workshops that I announce on all the profiles on my website and on Instagram and Facebook.
Amazing. Well, of course, you can find Kat at Fresh Starts Registry in the Expert Guide. We appreciate having her so much. And again, this was really helpful information. And even if it's not, I would say like necessarily a sentimental item, but it's something that you're struggling about what to do with, I would go back and listen to what Kat said again and get those doom piles out of the way because they are so stressful. And, if you need help, then you can reach out to Kat. Thank you so much, Kat.
No problem. I enjoyed this, Olivia.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. A Fresh Story podcast is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the first and only platform for everything you need to begin again, from home items to Hype Team and everything in between. You can learn more and read today's show notes at afreshstory.com.
Are you a freelancer, solopreneur, writer, creative, or professional looking to achieve your goals within a supportive community? Have you found that working from home on your own gets lonely? That you're missing the accountability and community of a positive workplace environment? We understand. And we're so excited to introduce you to the Fresh Starts Collective. For just $35 per month, gain access to 6 daily offerings a week, including virtual co-working, open office hours for business coaching, accountability sessions, and networking opportunities. Enjoy expert workshops, monthly events, and an extensive content library. Connect with marketing, design, and writing professionals to brainstorm and grow together. Surround yourself with accountability, community, and growth. Elevate your journey with the Fresh Starts Collective for only $35 per month. Visit freshstartsregistry.com and join us today.